Oh, that's weird. The live streaming format has changed. That's unfortunate. No, don't. I'm just into the live stream. I think I'm getting sick, actually. Like a cold. Anyways, that's beside the point. There we go. Studio Series Optimus. Well, technically, this is a Studio Series. Yeah, it did say Studio Series. Anyways, Studio Series Devastation Optimus Prime. When I first got him out of the box, my first impressions were fun. I'm going to try to sound original and not sound like what everybody else has said. So, first things first is the let's just get the elephant out of the way, and that is the below the knee swivel. Now, I don't know why they did this, but it reminds me of like the early figures, like the early generations figures, and so I don't really mind it. Now, a thigh swivel would benefit better, but it is what it is. I do really like the butterfly joints here, not only for like the transformation, but also if I were to get a gun, for example, let's position his arm like that, do this. Let's get a gun where perfect. Now he has an axe and he's shooting. It's perfect. Then you could go something like, I don't know, I like butterfly joints because it gives more range in terms of posability and articulation, whether that be intentional or not. But I don't have any other Devastation figures, or else I'd have them out with me. Well, actually, I technically do. Let go, please. Thank you. And that is Wheeljack and Clamp Down, which is using the side swipe mold. Recently, these two have been released. Well, side swipe has been released, and Wheeljack has been released with cell shading or shell shading. I don't know how to say it. Anyways, they've been re-released to look like they did in Devastation, and they're using these molds. So I probably won't buy the 2-pack because I have these two, but I mean I might. You know, well, I have these here first off. I don't know why, but for some reason this cannot roll very well. It just kind of skids. But this can. That can roll very, very well. I think he's actually somewhat rare since he's a Walmart exclusive. I don't know. We'll just take this off. So I have to put that back on. I don't know why. I also saw people like say that the Earthrise mold, his legs were always loose, and like, you must have a bad copy then, man. Just gonna keep the legs together because it's reminiscent of. I like to do just because again I'm getting tired of A stances, so Oh, another thing I should probably get out of the way is this backpack. Honestly, it doesn't really bother me that much. It does get in the way of articulation, like when we articulate the waist, gets in the way. But realistically, at what point is Optimus Prime going to swivel his whole body 180 degrees? So I'm not really bothered that much. Take this. Something that I really appreciate about that Optimus Prime is that his wheels are pinned, so he can roll like an absolute dream. Hey, we got a viewer. All right, cool. Just essentially, we're going to be comparing sizes as if I have Devastation. I can't speak today. Devastation, Sideswipe, and Wheeljack. So if I had the two, this is essentially what it would look like. The lens seems to be like, I don't know. It seems to be a bit warped. Hang on. Let's see if I can fix this. What's funny is that I actually have TF1 Optimus with me. Why did I put... He looks like this. So, the exhaust pipes on TF1 Optimus looks a little bit taller than the... I think this is palm plastic, actually. And then the exhaust pipes on this Optimus Prime. I really wish that they had light piping. That would be so cool. Also, another thing I just realized is the weapon storage kind of gives him more of a full look, like a more complete look. Since he's holding, so I cannot find any place for like weapon storage on here. Like, I can't find any place for weapon storage, and I'm like, okay, that's a bit odd. Now we're in for vehicle mode. I mean, you could do this if you want, but like, yeah, no, I don't see myself doing that. So, I don't know, it's just a little bit of a little bit unfortunate, but oh well. And we'll go ahead and bring in the Hearts of Steel Optimus Prime. Stand him straight. So they're all holding their weapons, so might as well give him his. There we go. Perfect. And just for reference, here's two Studio Series, and here's this. This Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime is significantly taller, but from the angle, he looks the exact same as Hearts of Steel. He's not. I'll prove it by doing that. It's just optical illusion. Anyways, so let's go ahead and put him like this. Humongous height difference. I don't know. Although I do realize that that each one of them has trigger-happy shoulders. These must sword clash. You versus the guy she told you never broke. Exactly. Exactly. But the guy that she told you not to worry about is this geezer. Is geezer even, like, said anymore? Because they're about the same height, just almost ever so slightly. He's ever so slightly bigger. Ever so slightly. You know what? Let's give Devastation Optimus this gun. Because why not? He can't hold it. Well, he can, but just barely. Looks like Megatron's like fusion cannon or something. I don't know. That's kind of funny. Also find it ironic that the very first Optimus Prime was 5mm compatible. Speaking of G1, who gives him Legacy G1? Oh yeah, that's true. Although I don't have him, unfortunately. I mean, I'm poor. YouTube does not pay me, so get out of there. There we go. That looks more like in scale. Now, as for Clip Trapper, this is my first Studio Series, Gamer Edition Studio Series figure ever. That's some wacky proportions right there. Like, I don't think that he'd be this big, but I don't know. I don't know how big they had to be on Cybertron. Apparently he was supposed to be way bigger than Bayverse Prime. And like, is this supposed to be some kind of joke? Yeah, exactly. I need some coffee. My Pikachu cup is dirty, so I got this Mary Sithmas coffee cup. It holds the same amount of coffee, perhaps even a bit more, but I mean, it gets the job done. So, anyways, let's get on to the transformation. Oh wait, hang on. This also kind of fits in scale, and here he is next to the main line. TF1 Optimus. I feel like my channel is dying, which is a bit unfortunate. I guess we could just... Why is he practically deluxe scale? Yeah, he is small. And because of that smallness, people have considered him Orion Pax compared to the Studio Series, and I'm like, that's stupid. Don't think that. I've even made a video about it, of why this is not Orion Pax and was not intended to be Orion Pax. If anything, it was intended to be a mix of both, including the Studio Series one as well, because the gun, he only activated that whenever like before he became Optimus Prime. And also, the axe is not very accurate, so I'm guessing this is based off of concept art and trailers. Or maybe this is. But, I mean, he has a mask, matrix, axe, extended exhaust pipes. That's Optimus Prime, not Orion Pax. So we'll just go ahead and, with that ranting out of the way, let's go ahead and take this off. There we go. My mustache got in my mouth. My great uncle said that mustaches are flavor savers. Anyways, I can't really argue with that. So what's funny is that I did transform this without looking at the instructions. So what do it like JCC 1224, I think. Yeah, unfortunately, most TF1 axes are indeed inaccurate. But Yellow Park has fixed such problems, so if you want to accurate axe, buy Yellow Park, I suppose. I've been endorsed by Yellow Park, and I'm like already. Also, this reminds me of like Automorph, where you, I don't know, it just does. But I didn't turn the head 180 degrees. Apparently, that was part of the thing to do. Like, that was part of the instructions, and I didn't know that because, well, I did it without looking at the instructions. So, really wish that my live streams, like the replays, would get more views. But I mean, I get it, like, you don't want to watch something that's already been done. Like, I kind of get that. Like, you'd rather see it for yourself rather than watch a replay. And I live stream this because, well, first off, to interact with my viewers, and I know it's kind of a bad day because it's, well, Tuesday and it's not summer break anymore. Now I'm fall break. Is fall break even a thing? Also, I think this should go without saying, but no cursing or inappropriate stuff. Also, this is really satisfying. Just flip them. No cursing or inappropriate stuff in my comments or in the chat or anything like that. I have little kids, like actually little kids, that I have met watching my channel. So, any of that is not tolerated. And so we have this little... Yeah, it does. But I've been up close to a Peterbilt. I forgot the exact model, but I do remember that it was a Peterbilt. It was like, so if you remember back last, I think it was October. I honked the horn of a 18-wheeler. And it was literally my neighbor, I kid you not. That is my neighbor. He brought home his work truck because he's a trucker. And they were like, yeah, you can take a look at it. And we all got in there and, you know, had fun. So I've been next to a 18-wheeler. I've never been up close to a shoot, why can't I talk? Why can't, hang on. Like, I've never been next to it for our FLT, which is a cab over. Thank you. All right, cab over. But back here, like, it would essentially just be something a bit more like the frame and literally just a hole here where the trailer hitch would go into. That's literally what it's like. So every time that I forget to fold in the feet, I'm stupid. So every time that I see an Optimus Prime that does not have like a frame, it's just wheels, legs, and then a hole, it just kind of irritates me just ever so slightly. Just a little, I suppose, pet peeve of mine. Also, I ordered Excellion, like Age of the Prime's Excellion. I know I already have the Cybertron one, but for some reason my voice broke when I said Cybertron. Ah! That's ridiculous. But anyways, I wanted the Age of the Primes one because I really like the updated articulation and just an update on one of my favorite figures anyway. So I can now say that like once I get it, I'll be able to say that I have the original and the remake. And I can't say that with many of my other Transformer figures. Gimme. There we go. Like, this is the Kingdom Wheeljack, which uses the Earthrise mold. His transparent plastic has not broken, and I thank God for that. But I do fear the day that it does break. I actually got this for Christmas. In fact, most of my Wheeljacks I actually got for Christmas. Yeah, there we go. What's funny is that the alt mode looks nothing like the actual vehicle mode, like what he's based off of. It's based off of the Lancia Stratos, which is a... Yes, at least. So I'm thinking about getting it, but I'm not positive. My mustache keeps on getting into my mouth. That's disgusting. My flavor saver. Well, technically, my great uncle was not wrong, and it is a flavor saver. And now you're all fine. Now you're all fine. Okay. I don't know why you weren't rolling fine all these years, but now you do. Whatever. I do like the Kingdom one because it has more what looks like sponsors, which would be more accurate to the actual vehicle mode that it's based off of. I do like that. All right. So something neat that I haven't seen somebody point out yet, and that is the 5mm ports on the gas tanks. I suppose you can put whatever you want on there. I don't know if that's actually a thing in the game. I didn't play the game. But, yeah. Now he's an armored truck. Well, a truck that will absolutely annihilate you. Oh, yeah, there's a 3mm port here in case you want to put them on a flight stand. That makes sense. I started collecting back in 2007. So like once I got hooked on Transformers back in 2007, I just wanted all of the figures, and I kind of stopped after 2000. Like the gap between 2015 and 2018, I just kind of stopped, and I don't know what I was doing back then. Actually, I really can't remember. I think I was just more focused on my channel, so I've been doing Lego stuff and music, and then some Thomas and Train stuff, and then Transformer stuff. Once I heard about Rise of the Beasts coming back out, I was like, oh hey, yeah. And I saw like the War for Cybertron trilogy, and I was like, oh my goodness, I really missed out on Transformers a lot. Yeah, I guess we just... Wait a minute, is this a... No, oh, it's not a 5mm port. Wait, is it? Nope. It's not. That's unfortunate. Well, you know what, I wonder if this will take... So, I read that this takes the Earthrise trailer. I'm curious if it'll take the Armada Optimus Prime trailer. That would be really cool if he did. might have to do like a short on that. If he doesn't, I'm going to be very upset. If he does, I'm going to be very, very happy. I'm going to be a happy friend. A happy tree. I'm going to be a happy tree. Oh, I almost forgot. Yeah. I wish there was a tab for me to grab onto. But here's the Matrix. There's actually some detail behind the Matrix chamber, like behind the Matrix. You can kind of see it. I wish that this Matrix was painted, but oh well. And I tried to put on the DF1 Optimus Prime Matrix, and the peg was too small. Also, interestingly, there's sculpting behind these windows. You can actually take them off, and there's sculpting behind it, and I don't know why. I saw it on a Reddit post. Somebody literally took apart this Optimus Prime. I'm like, okay. Something else that I really like about this Optimus Prime is that it is indeed a Peekaboo Prime. And all flaws and QC issues go out the window when it's a Peekaboo Prime. So, I don't have the 86 Studio Series Optimus Prime, and frankly, I wanted it at first, but now I'm kind of like, now I kind of don't, because like I feel like it's probably overhyped. 5mm, but wouldn't that be a little bit stiff? Like with 5mm, it's supposed to be in there good because they're supposed to hold it. So if it's, let's say that the port is 6mm, the 5mm would not peg in, but it would be a little bit loose in there, but that way it would be able to turn without taking the entire trailer with it. My folks should be home by now. They are not. At least I don't think so. Be ironic if is that a stress mark? No, it's just the lighting. Okay, thank the Lord. Also, I'm slowly warming up to this figure. Slowly. But, anyways, I really wish that the Autobot insignia was on both arms, but I don't know how accurate that is to the game. I don't know if it was on both arms or not. But I heard, like, I saw that Toy Guy's review on this, and the review on the Decepticon Seekers, or Decepticon Foot Soldiers, and apparently I learned that in the game, you can take the enemy's weapons after you defeat them. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. So I might make a stop motion where he beats up a bunch of Decepticons and takes their weapons. Uses it against them. I don't know. But you know what? I got a phone. You're staying on in frame. Actually, no. You stay here, and so do you. You shall stay in here. Oh, right. I almost forgot to transform this, Bumblebee. Gosh. I would have beaten myself up if I forgot to transform this and turn off the live stream. I've stood next to a Volkswagen Beetle many times, actually. I don't exactly know how well this would compare because this is very, very squished and compressed. It's based off of the penny racers. So I'd say that it kinda scales decently, but I wouldn't say it's a 1-to-1 scale with a Freightliner. In fact, the more that I look at it, the more that I find that this is a bit bigger than it should be. But either way, you can stay here. Why not? We're going to go ahead and transform Heart of Steel Optimus Prime. Also, he does not have trigger happy shoulders, but he does have butterfly joints. And this transformation scheme is like the Generations Optimus Prime, but it's a little bit different. It's not a sit him down, rotate the upper torso, and talk about arms and head. It's the entire waist, and his robot mode grill becomes the truck grill. I really like that. This does not transform with the standard Generations Optimus Prime transformation. This is a little bit different. And I like that because I was getting tired of the standard transformation. Like, yeah, I get it. If something works, like if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but at some point it just gets old. Also, I can't believe that it took Hasbro this long to make Hearts of Steel figures. Like, why take what feels like 118 years? I don't know. It felt like forever. And granted, there are third-party companies that made this, and I didn't buy that, and I didn't know of it until after. After I found out that these were on the market. And to answer everybody's question that they are probably thinking, will I buy the Bumblebee Megatron set? And the answer is probably not. I will probably buy the upgrade kit that has like I can't speak. I'm just going to stop talking until I can get the proper words. Like tender almost. Basically something for this Optimus Prime to pull. Also, Hasbro, like the stock photography. Why are you not? There we go. The stock photography had the smokestack like this. I'm like, why? But that's Hasbro stock photography for you. But will you go together, please? I have a lot of QC issues with this one. I might rebuy it from Dakar's website in October. Unfortunately, he's not Big Boot Prime, so the only thing that excuses the flaws is that he turns into a steam train. That's my only excuse. You just... Yeah. If yours does this, I've seen this as a common problem. If yours does this, so does mine. It's... If I were to take a guess of why it does this, it's probably because this is pulling on the tabs, and since it's on this like hinge, it's just essentially being pulled. Like there's too much force being pulled here, so it's pulling up on from the boiler side, which is unfortunate. I wish it had a connection where like it would connect to this arm and to this arm and not slot in. Kind of like how this connects into these arms to hold it all together. But, oh well. And you know what, since he's... Okay, so in robot mode, he has 5mm port on each of his arms. So that way, since his arms become the boiler, he can now be a weaponized choo-choo. He has now become a pain train. I don't know, I find that funny and I guess kind of cool. Oink. Oi. There we go. So, yeah, I guess that's essentially be reviewed. Unless, you know what, why not? Let's go ahead and transform this animated Bumblebee, because why not? He's supposed to, he scales well with the animated Optimus Prime, and I really wish I could get that Nemesis Prime. That'd be so cool. I really wish that they would reuse that for a masked version of the animated Optimus Prime. But I don't think that's going to happen, unfortunately. Yeah, I think I'm getting sick. Like just a cold, or maybe it's just allergies. I hope it's just allergies. Fun fact, whenever I first transformed this, I was like, hey, this reminds me of the Generations transformation. And I looked on the TF wiki, and it was like, it's reminiscent of the Generations transformation. I'm like, exactly, thank you. Speaking of the stop motion, I plan on making a Transformers stop motion. I've gathered some of my friends, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to eventually make a Transformers stop motion. The script is yet to be written and stuff like that. And I announced it like 3 years ago. Gosh. 3 years ago? But that aside, it's going to start off on Cybertron and basically just explain how the Transformers got to Earth and stuff like that. Probably going to leave off on a cliffhanger. Like, I don't know, Unicron is looming in the background, or maybe it indicates Beast Wars or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, this hatchback is a little bit too big for this Optimus Prime. They're both deluxe sizes. They're both deluxe scales. That doesn't mean much, because Lockdown, back in 2007 or 8, like the animated Lockdown, that was a deluxe scale, and that was bigger than this Optimus Prime. And for some reason, my phone screen has turned dark. That is probably not a good sign. Oh, great. My lips are chapped. let me think here. Any closing out thoughts? Actually, I just got a fun idea. Why not transform the first Gamer Edition figure that I got? Because why not? This is going to be a pain for me, personally. And there will be lots of breakage. I hate that sound. I hate that sound. Who you get? There's a reason why I don't transform Cliff Jumper very often. This is why. There we go. Gracious. I haven't transformed him in a while, which is also probably one of the reasons why he's so stiff. Okay, there you go. The front of the Cybertronian car is done. Now we just gotta do the back. This is the part where I really struggle. Oh, gracious. My allergies are acting up. And that. Lord, that there are napkins here. Good gracious. Okie dokie. I am back. Oh, good gracious. The leg on this chair is nearly coming off. I'm going to have to fix that. Imagine like I just fall on stream and I'm like knocked unconscious. That would... I really hope that if that ever happens, that somebody would stay on the stream and try to find some way to help. And granted, my family is coming home, so like they'd find me, but still, please just work with me, Cliff. Please, I hate you so much. Okay. You know what? Here we go. I'm not going to stress myself out. I'm just not. I'm not doing it. We wish that this thing was engineered a bit better. But it's not. Starscream is. But I don't have him on hand right now. He's somewhere in my room. I know how to deal with this flap thing. Come on. Oh, great. That came off. I was wondering if that was going to happen. Ah, there we go. I hate they have to do that because like the head is too big. Like I feel like this thing was not engineered properly. No, it's not. That's not me saying like, oh, you know, the designers did a bad job. I get it. It's hard to engineer something like this because the designs were a bit more complex. So engineering a Cybertronian design is a little bit difficult. I get that. But I feel like this could have been engineered better. How do you attach? Like that. Just go ahead and give you your sword. Oh, I forgot to turn the waist around. Oh, Biola. You know what? Should I transform these into truck mode? Or should I just leave them in robot mode and just end the stream, because this was essentially just like my intention with the with this. Oh yeah, almost forgot you on Optimus Prime. I should. Okay, fine. I will do so. I suppose it's only natural. Might make a short where like I compare. Oh, that's lovely. Where I compare Devastation Optimus Prime to other figures. I don't know. I might. I really wish that this transformation was on the Studio Series, and I really wish that things would not pop off every half second, such as this. Hang on a minute. Dark of the Moon reference. Oh no, wait, that has to be his right arm. Okay, Transformers 1 reference, whenever he got his left arm just blown off by Megatron. Apparently, so I heard from a I forgot what YouTuber pointed this out, but apparently there's storyboards where Megatron intentionally shot through Orion Pax just to shoot Sentinel Prime's head off. And like, that's actually quite interesting. It'll give him more of a, like, give D more of a evil persona. But I like the what we got in the end because it was more gut wrenching, I suppose, because the realization of D just shot his friend in a fit of blind anger, and he realizes, like, wait a minute, it's my friend. Transformers 1 was a good movie. Let's all just be honest here. And whoever did not advertise it should be fired, because we were promised a sequel if it got X amount of money in box office, which I did, but it was only too late, and the only person who was advertising it was this guy on Twitter. Which it's really, really unfortunate that they decided not to do that. So, here we go. These actually scale pretty well in, like, truck mode. A little dusty. Also, people, like, get really upset about parts forming. I don't really get the problem. Like, what's the problem with parse forming? Like, in some instances, I can see where it's annoying. Like, for example, this, if you lose this shield, you know, you can't, you know, you're done for, buddy, you know what I mean? But in most cases, I don't get it. Let's take Ultra Magnus, for example. I don't understand why you would hate Ultra Magnus being a parse former. Well, actually, I kind of do, but, like, I see people be like, oh no, he's a parts former, no. And I'm like, what is so bad? Like, you act as if it's the end of the world. But then there's the horrible, horrible case of yellowing plastic. That I can understand. And then there's transparent plastic, and that I understand too. The only gripe about Transformers I don't understand is, well, parts forming. Also, people hate The Last Night for some reason. I don't know why. Personally, I'm very biased to it, so that's why I like it. And I'm very excited to see what Michael Bay has in store for this go round. I have a lot of QC issues with this Optimus Prime. Here he is. All right, and we'll just go ahead and move this aside. Actually, let's just go ahead and transform to. Actually, let's save this. Save this for last. All right, I love transforming this one. It's just like this fun fidget toy, like, well, not necessarily a fidget toy, but like, it's fun to flick back and forth. In fact, I went to Orlando last June, and brought him along with me. I always bring him to Florida because he's just fun to transform back and forth. And we go to Florida ever so often because we have family that lives there, and I have friends that live there too. Although I have not seen my friend. I've not met her before, which is unfortunate. Anyways, my aunt and uncle live out in Florida. We were in Orlando because one of my aunts was taking a vacation there and invited us there and all that good stuff. I do not like pools, which is, it was a pool resort. I didn't go into any of the pools except for the hot tub. But what I did for the 8 hours in the scorching sun was I just had to literally walk around the park, literally nonstop, and to spread the gospel. There was something sad though, and that was most of them there were Christian, but they were afraid to say so because like they were afraid to proclaim their faith because they were afraid that they'd be prosecuted. People were saying like, that I was more brave than them, and I was like, I just love Jesus. If I go, I go. And I'm thinking about doing like a thing on mental health because if I go, I go has some mental health roots to it, like some bad mental health roots to it. We won't get into it. At least not now. Maybe one day. But not now. Why are you not... Oh, that's why. Wait. Oh, okay. Also, I better get on this. I'm going to do like a full band cover on This Is Halloween because I've always wanted to do that. And I love that song so much, and I love the movie so much. And if I run out of time, then I'll just do a cover of This Is Halloween by Further Within. I remember seeing the stock photos for This Rise of the Beasts, Optimus Prime, and I said to this Canadian YouTuber, I forgot exactly what he named, like his YouTube name, but basically I said like, hey, he's mistransforming. I was like, no, he's not. And I was like, yeah, he is. And another commenter pointed out like, yeah, he actually is. This was not folded down like it was supposed to be. And I noticed that. I was like, hey, wait a minute. My little brother actually said, like, keep in mind that he's only like 10, and he told me, like, you know, you should be an ASMR artist because your voice gives off like relaxing feel. I'm like, really? I actually thought about doing ASMR before. I kind of have by doing like rain sounds. What I do for rain sounds is that I literally go outside or go by the window and just hit record and just record the sounds. I don't use a rain stick like movies would use. So in the original run of the Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime, not all of the wheels would touch the ground, which is unfortunate, and unfortunately I have been cursed with such as well. Come on.